Greetings, loves. It is I, Tactical Girlfriend, yours truly. Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you all here. In this day and age, we have a lot of new prospective firearm owners, and so therefore I do think I need to make a video about the steps that go into acquiring a firearm. With the new influx of firearm owners, I do want to offer some sort of disclaimer here that unfortunately, you've probably chosen the worst possible time in the history of mankind to acquire a firearm. That being said, don't be discouraged. Hang in there, I got you. So when it comes to owning a firearm, what exactly do you need to start with? Well, the first thing you need to do is gain some experience. What do I mean by gaining experience here? As far as experience goes, I mean actually getting an idea of what you want to get. There are many sub-steps that go into this, but the first thing that you need to do is actually understand how to properly operate a firearm safely and competently. So therefore, I think that you do need to get some sort of firearm instruction from some qualified professional of sorts. I think you do need to be very cautious about who you get instruction from. This could be a trusted friend who happens to be a good shooter, or it could be a professional instructor at a range. Nobody's perfect. There are good and bad instructors everywhere on every level. So just please exercise caution and use your best judgment and carefully choose the best instructor for you. I will say that regardless of who your instructor is, the main point of this step is to make sure that you are building good habits around safety, as well as understanding the fundamentals of firearm usage so that you can later better judge what gun is best for you. The second thing that you must always consider before you ever purchase a firearm are what your local firearm laws are. This will not only dictate what kind of firearms you can own, but also if there are any licenses, fees, or classes required of you to own that firearm. Another component of this may include storage laws, which dictate how you should lock up your firearm when it's not in use. You also may want to account for any waiting times that may be legally mandated when you are purchasing your firearm, as that will go into the timeline of your purchase. Once you have a basic understanding of how to use a firearm, as well as the local laws that govern them, you need to choose your firearm. Form follows function here, so please be judicious in making sure that you are tailoring your gun to your needs. That could simply be a carry piece, or it just might be your home defense meme gun, ooh. A very important consideration here is the kind of cartridge that you are going to be using. Firearm platforms are largely built around the cartridge, and therefore the ballistic properties of the cartridge are absolutely paramount here. You need to tailor this to your intended use. Carefully select a cartridge that works best for your use. This can mean certain defensive rounds or common calibers that are easily accessible by you. A really obvious one would seem to be budget. You want to make sure that you have enough funds allotted to purchase a firearm that you want. Get the best thing that you can get for your money. An often overlooked but very crucial aspect of purchasing the firearm are all the other things that you need to use the firearm with. That includes things like ammunition, magazines, holsters, range bags, cleaning supplies, safes, locks, any potential upgrades that you may want for your firearm, and of course, training. You have to train. Once we've established a budget to work within, we need to make sure that we are accounting for all the guns that we have available to choose from. This is going to be a very long and exhaustive process. It should be the longest and most tiring part of this entire purchase. But make sure that you are making the time to do it, because it is your money. And it's not only your money, but it is also your firearm. Undoubtedly, a lot of you are going to be getting a firearm for defensive purposes. This is a very crucial tool. You don't want to skimp on this process. You want to make sure that you're getting exactly what you want. This part's going to involve a lot of homework. You're going to be doing a lot of research, a lot of scouring forums, asking questions around, asking for suggestions, watching YouTube video reviews. There's so many good resources out there, so just simply enjoy it, relax, and take your time. Once you have a better idea of what guns are available to you, you're going to want to narrow this list down. Knock out the ones that you were on the fence about, or the ones that maybe were just a little too expensive for you, or the ones that just didn't seem very interesting or have good reviews. Once you do that, you're going to have a handful of guns to choose from, and you're going to need to try them out. This is just like purchasing a car, if not even more crucial, to test drive your gun. You're going to want to make sure that you go to a local range or find somebody who just happens to have all the guns you want to try and actually give them a shot, pun intended. The right gun for you is going to be the one that you shoot the best with, is going to be the most comfortable for you to shoot, and is also the one that you want to shoot the most. You want to make sure that it is a gun that keeps you motivated to practice with and that one that you know you can perform well with. Again, you don't want to rush this process. It's probably going to take a few range trips for you to really truly come to a conclusion here. So make sure that you take your time and that you are absolutely confident in your decision here. Well, all right, congratulations, you found the gun of your dreams. You are so close to getting it. The only thing left to do now is to simply purchase it. So what goes into the actual purchase process? Well, first of all, a disclaimer. I'm going to be discussing how to actually purchase the gun in the United States. If you are a citizen of another nation, you're going to have a very different process. The first step here is finding somebody local with a federal firearms license. This is somebody legally mandated to import and sell ammunition and firearms. The FFL is going to be running a background check and handing the gun off to you, whether you're buying it directly from them or they are transferring it for you. An FFL transfer is when you purchase the firearm from a different retailer, have it sent to your FFL, in which your local FFL will run a background check as well as hand the gun off to you. One thing to note, make sure if you are doing a transfer that first and foremost the original seller can transport the firearm to your local FFL. Also make sure that you have permission from your local FFL to do this. Also, most transfers do require some sort of fee, usually ranging about $10 to $45 in my experience. Alright, so you got your arrangements all in order. The last thing to do now is to simply show up to your local FFL, run your background check, and then make your purchase. In order to run the background check, you are going to need to fill out an ATF Form 4473. This is a pretty basic questionnaire asking about your legal eligibility to own a firearm. When you are filling out the Form 4473, you're going to need to answer this to the best of your ability under threat of federal law. See Section 21 for anything that might disqualify you from owning a firearm. Another really important thing to note here is that whatever identity and address that you put down on the 4473 needs to match your government-issued ID. Once you complete your form, you hand it back into your FFL, they run the background check, usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you're ready to purchase. Again, depending on your local laws, there may be a waiting period. You may walk out that day with it, you may walk out with it X amount of days after. Regardless, it's basically yours now. Congrats! And so that's how you purchase a firearm. I really hope that this was very helpful as a guide and template for you to follow, and especially help clear up some of the mystery around purchasing a firearm, especially to my new shooters out there. I also want to give a special shout out to Molly out there. Your dad told me that you were training super hard and very well, so I just want to say keep up the great work. I want to say I think it's pretty cool when kids get into shooting at a young age, especially when their parents are fostering a healthy environment for them to learn proper safety and firearm handling with a gun that is suitable for them to use. I also want to say that I have started a Patreon to better support the production of these materials, and I'm graciously accepting any support that you may have to offer. See the link in the description for details. And so, for today, that does it. I really appreciate you all tuning in, and as always, please take care out there. Bye!